Mr. Smith, AKA Smitty, if you don't mind me calling you that, enlisted in the U.S. Navy and retired after 22 years of service. Smitty has always been concerned for those less fortunate and served 5 tours of duty in Vietnam, 2 with the U.S. Navy Seabees, and 3 as a naval advisor to the Vietnamese Navy counterparts. I think he served with Frank Driscoll, if Frank stepped out. Upon retirement, a career in law enforcement was pursued, where he rose through the ranks from the courtroom bailiff in the city of Suffolk to jail administrator in the city of Virginia Beach with the rank of major. Mr. Smith believes in challenging himself and has worked as a program director, teaching job training skills in the private sector and at TCC. He currently serves as the executive director for Vets House, a transitional housing program for homeless veterans. He was a recipient of the Human Rights Award presented by the City of Virginia Beach in March of 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Executive Director from the Vets House, Will Smitty Smith.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm honored to be here. The invitation was extended to me a couple months ago, and I accepted it with open arms. I was looking for Frank. When I was in Vietnam for those 2 tours, I served with Frank Driscoll. He was A Company commander, and I was what we call a yeoman, which is admin back in those days. I also, Patrick Salyer was on our board of directors at Vets House Incorporated. I want to talk a little bit about homeless veterans, the plight of homeless veterans, talk about what we do as an organization and what we are looking for. People don't realize, but there are 2,500 homeless veterans in the Hampton Roads area. That's a large number, extremely large number. We are only able to accommodate 22. We are the only organization in the Commonwealth of Virginia that caters strictly to homeless veterans. Now you have some other organizations out there which house a mixture of homeless veterans and homeless civilians. But we are the only agency that caters strictly to homeless veterans in the Hampton Roads area. Our program is a very unique program. It was started in 1992 by 2 retired Navy captains and a civilian. We have served approximately 575 homeless veterans since our program was started back in 1992. With the drawdown from the war, a lot of these kids are coming back, will be coming back, and a lot of them are going to be homeless. And God only knows where they're going to go. God only knows. I know the CDC here in the Virginia Beach area, I believe they're getting ready to build a $6 million apartment complex to house homeless veterans. And I've heard through the rumblings there are some other entities around here who are trying to do something to help homeless veterans. We are trying to grow, but as we all know, it takes money. We had a fundraiser yesterday and raised a few dollars, and we have a couple other fundraisers coming down the pike. We would like to be able to purchase another home or 2 within the next 3 or 4 years so we can increase our numbers. The city has some property out there where we have our houses, and they have purchased that property. I have been in touch with some of the folks to Neighborhood Housing Preservation, looking at some of those properties. But most of them, if you get one, you don't have to invest $20,000 to $25,000 just to bring it up to snuff. So it's habitable. I am trying to work with the CBs, since I am a CB, trying to work with the Bs to see if in fact we could get some volunteers to come out and look at some of these properties and probably do some of the work that needs to be done. But that is going to be a long process. I don't anticipate anything like that coming on board until probably mid to latter part of next year. The first thing I've got to do is find the properties that I think that the city will give me, and if they in fact give them to me, then we'll go ahead and see what's going to happen there. As indicated, Vets House Incorporated is a very unique program. We're a nonprofit organization. We are a 12-month transitional housing program geared towards serving homeless veterans with smoke-free, drug-free, and alcohol-free. We are a working program. In other words, you just don't come into our program, sit around and do nothing. Even if you're unable to work, you still must go out and do some community projects. Do something to keep your mind occupied rather than sit around the house and twiddling your thumbs and watching Jerry Springer and those other people on television. In the event that you have been treated for drug or alcohol abuse, you're required to attend our in-house AANA program. That's every meetings, rather. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those meetings are mandatory. If it's mandated that you attend those meetings and you don't attend, that's grounds for automatic dismissal from our program. In order to get into our program, you must have an honorable discharge or a general under honorable condition. We won't accept anything less. Our philosophy is if you weren't good enough to serve our country in an honorable fashion, you're not good enough for our benefits or our services. As I indicated, there are things that we know, that we need. Being the executive director, I'm also classified as the beggar of the outfit. That's what they pay me to do. As a matter of fact, when you came in today, by each individual chair, oh, I'm getting out your camera view, I'm sorry. I'm a walker. You saw I put a flyer on your table with a pen. Now, every time you pick up your pen, you think about your checkbook. Okay? And our name and address is on the pen. There's a method to my madness. All right? Seriously, there are things that we need to help keep Vets House afloat. Non-perishable food items, household consumables, household cleaning supplies, men's clothing, bicycles, because oftentimes the guys don't have driver's license, and now that you can carry a bike on the bus, it's easier for them to get around. Automobiles that are serviceable. We give the automobiles right to their residents. We don't sell them, I don't take them, they go right to their residents. It takes a bus 3 hours from Oceana to the Hampton VA Hospital. 3 hours. You could drive there 35, 40 minutes or less if you had an automobile. And a lot of these guys have some jobs which dictate they have to get work at McDonald's or Burger King or wherever have you, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. No buses are running. So if anyone here knows someone who has an automobile, this is the time to give them up now, because this is the end of the year. You're looking for that tax write-off. Please notify me. We will have the automobiles picked up and give them to the proper people. Jobs. Jobs. The guys or my participants or the program participants have one heck of a time trying to find a job. it doesn't matter if you're in construction or landscaping, I don't care what it is. If you're in that profession and you have a vacancy or you know someone who has a vacancy, have them call me, please. Anybody that comes out of my program that will work for anybody out there, they're drug and alcohol free. And they are dependable because they know once they get their job, and if they don't show up for their job, they don't have any place to live. Because I will terminate them in a New York second from our program. That's a part of our program. It's to pull guys in off the street, help them get back on their feet to go back out to be self-sufficient again. We have approximately a 72 to 74% success ratio. Now, believe you me, I am not the easiest guy in the world to get along with. I'll tell you, and those guys will tell you, they have their own names for me behind my back. Okay, and a lot of it is not good. Hey, but they're happy and they're still there. You know, I must be doing something wrong. People still keep coming to me. Success rate is pretty good. And most of the time, these guys are smiling. I didn't say all the time, most of the time. Now, we have house meetings on every other Sunday morning, and that's the day they don't smile. That's my day to vent. It's unfortunate people get into the arena of being homeless. And people often wonder, what makes a veteran be homeless? Why doesn't the government take care of them? I don't know. But I can tell you some of the things that causes our veterans to be homeless. Substance abuse is number one. Had it not been for my wife, I would probably be looking to reside in one of those houses myself. I was a big booze baby when I came back from Vietnam. When I left Frank and those guys, the battalion was decommissioned, I came back here, and I just could not get along with what we call fleet sales. I didn't see these. Fleet sales and I didn't get along, even though I was a yeoman. I was a fleet sales, but we just didn't speak the same language. So I volunteered to go back to Vietnam. And I went back for an additional 3 years. I ran a boat down the canal in a place called Quin Yon for a year. Then I served as a naval advisor, a year in the train, a year in Cameron Bay. When I came back, I was drinking right at a quart of Johnny Black a day. Hey, I was out there. I was out there. Finally looked in the mirror one day. The wife, she left me twice, took my daughter. Hey, I didn't care. Pop another cork. You know, things are fine. But I woke up one day, 1976, and I haven't had a drink since. So substance abuse, substance abuse is the number one problem of veterans being homeless. Number two, there's some mental instability there, somewhere. Bipolarism or whatever have you, okay? Number three, sometimes they have disagreements with their wives or girlfriends, and they say, hey, okay, you know, this is my house, you get the so-and-so out, so they pack your gear and you walk out. Where are you going? I don't know. Then they hear about Bet's house. Call, hey, my name is John Brown, do you have a vacancy? You homeless? Yes, why are you homeless? Girlfriend kicked me out. Never move into your girlfriend's house. Move into your own. Let her move with you. You learned a lesson, didn't you? Thank you, sir. But that is also a problem with people being homeless, or a reason for people being homeless. Post-traumatic stress disorder. causes people to be alienated from other folk. And that causes homelessness as well. So you see, there's a multitude of things that can cause a veteran to be homeless. And you can't say these people don't want to do for themselves, because a lot of them do. A lot of guys out here just begging for somebody to reach out and give them a helping hand. That's why I say we are not a handout, we are a hand up. If there's anything that you ladies and gents can do to help us continue to flourish, continue to serve guys like I have over there, don't hesitate to give me a call. Any donation that you have, I will pick up. I've got a cool group of people over there will work with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays to help me pick up anything that's donated to Vets House. Furniture. If you have furniture that's serviceable, you want to donate it, call me. I'll come pick it up. And what we do with the furniture, if it's better than what I have in our houses, I will swap it out and take that furniture in my house and put it in storage. So when these gents leave, they have starter furniture. So it's a win-win situation all the way around. They talk about me, but I help. And they know that. And I don't think they mean everything they say about me. Do you? I am not going to say who he is, but see, we have veterans from all walks of life, people from all walks of life with us. I have a Silver Star recipient in my program. Things happen to people, right? They do. They do. So what happens, you know, you just like in the boxing ring, you box, you know, the boxer hits you, boop, he knocks you down. So when you're knocked down, you get back up. He didn't knock you out, he knocked you down. So you bounce back up. And that's what these gents are doing. They deserve a hand for bouncing back up. And I thank you guys for doing that. Personally, I don't think you're going to find a better group of guys in the Hampton Roads area than those guys sitting over there. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Any questions? Frank? Oh, we'll start with Frank over here, Smitty.
Smitty, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm going to remember back around 1968, 69.
That's too far back.
No, I didn't. Because this guy has not changed a whole lot. He was a second-class PN and he ran the battalion. So he's now running Vet House. And I know one ex-ONCO, couldn't have made it without him. And known him for a number of years. He's got the moxie to do what he says he's going to do. He had it then, he has it now. Keep up the good work.
Ray, thank you very much.
Okay. Next question, Smitty.
Thank you for coming and sharing the information about this place. It sounds like you guys are doing a great thing. You keep talking about the guys.
I got to answer your question. No, you're going to ask.
What about the women? I'm sure there are women out there.
As I indicated, I have an answer for you. Okay. We had a duplex over on a street called Carver Avenue, which housed 8 people. We had one side of a duplex set aside strictly for females. That property sat vacant for approximately a year. I had to make a determination. You still on? Yeah. You hear me? Yeah. Okay, I had to make a determination. What do I do? Continue to hold these 4 beds open for females, or do I bring guys in? So I brought guys in. However, approximately 3 months ago, there's a lady over in Norfolk called me and asked me would I be willing to talk to her because she wanted to set up a program similar to mine for female homeless veterans. And I said, sure, come on down. She came over and we have been in business now, well not business, in talks now for a couple, 3 months. She's waiting for her 501c3 to come in. But right now she is taking homeless female veterans. She has the capabilities of housing 16. Now, the property that she houses them in, family property. She owns the property, hand-me-down from, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever. I am the go-between. I pre-screen any female veteran that's looking for a place to reside, being though that I help her set a program up and it's patterned after our program. The rules and the regulations are identical. Nothing's going to get past me as far as the screening process is concerned. Once I pre-screen them and I figure they're okay to go forward, I will in turn give them her phone number. She would call and they will set up an interview, which I'm on the interview panel as well, and we go from there. So in answer to your question, there is light out there for homeless female veterans, and if you know of any, give them my name and number, and we can go from there.
Right. Smitty, next question.
Hi, you had a fundraiser, Stars and Stripes fundraiser here.
Sure did.
Last year, it was great, and you told some stories, some success stories, and you passed out some awards, and could you share some of those success stories with us now?
The number one story, I think, was the gent that was in our program. Matter of fact, he was one of my trustees down in jail years ago. It's hard for me to do that. He was one of my trustees years ago, and he got out of jail and went back to the drugs. He went over to the VA hospital and re-enrolled in their substance abuse program. He got out of that and he found out that I was running Vet's House, and he knew that I was a no-nonsense guy, so he called me and he got into my program. We developed a real close bond, a friendship. As a matter of fact, I had him start going with me to various stand-downs and presentations. And we were sitting down at the Scope a couple of years ago. His name is Shelton Gordon. And he's single. And a lady came by and I said, excuse me. She said, yes. I said, are you married? She looked at me like I'd lost my mind. She said, what? I said, are you married? I said, no, I'm married. I said, my buddy is looking for a wife. She looked at me like I was crazy, but she'd gotten one of my cards. I guess 2 or 3 days passed, she called me and said, who is that guy that's looking for a wife? And I explained who he was. She said, well, would you give him my phone number and have him call me? I said, sure. And I called Gordon and gave him, I think her name is Teresa, gave him Teresa's phone number. They communicated, they're married, and he has a business now. He has a landscaping business. To me, that was the best success story that came out of Vet's House. I have a couple others went on through, one gentleman was there. He was in the honors master's program at Norfolk State University. He stayed with us for about a year and left and went. I don't remember where he started working, but anyhow, he enrolled in the school and he's in the master's program, in the honors program at that. June, I can't remember all that. Okay, can't remember all. But anyhow, we do good things. And I'm begging you. I really am. When I ask, I'm asking and I'm also begging. You know, we don't get any help from the federal government. None whatsoever. We are strictly nonprofit. Oh, we could probably get some. No, I heard you say that's a shame, but I'll tell you what, they could if I wanted to. But as soon as you start taking that money, what happens? They're going to tell me what to do. No way, Charlie. Okay? No way.
Hey, Smitty, before I have Dick ask you a question, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What has the city in particular done for the Vets House? And who I'm referring to is the mayor and city council.
Okay.
We're rolling video.
Go
Go ahead, Smitty.
You know, let me tell you something about me. I'm not going to lie. Because you catch me in a lie, you're going to lose faith in me. Okay? What has the mayor done for Bet's House?
Yes, sir.
And I don't care if we get back to him. He hasn't done nothing. Okay? He hasn't even been out there.
How about the, thank you, just to follow up, as far as the homes and so forth, how is that, is it the rent, the owners of the home and so forth?
Okay, what happens is we own 2 properties and we're leasing 1 property from the city of Virginia Beach. When the BRAC Commission came through and they said, okay, these homes you're going to have to, the city's going to have to purchase these homes that are deemed duplexable. Well, the city purchased a bunch of those homes, and so it happened they purchased a home right next to where we are. And once I found that out, I spoke with a lady by the name of Sharon Prescott, and she was instrumental in us getting the property, renting that property that we have. We're on a 5-year lease. The lease expires next November. And I've been kind of running a little bit of interference with her, asking, hey, what's going to happen? She said, Smitty, I don't see any reason why, you know, you shouldn't be able to keep that property. I do have a couple of allies on city council, you know. So we're hoping. Now, you're asking about the rent on the properties. Like I said, we own those. We just paid off our mortgage on both those properties, one on Carver Avenue and one on North Oceana Boulevard last year. So we own those outright.
Okay, Smitty, I'm going to have Dick ask the next question.
I want to add my thanks for your coming and the work you're doing with vets. You mentioned passingly about girlfriends and wives. I'm just curious, where are the families of these men? Are they getting any support? Are you giving any support? Or what's the scoop with the families?
I'll answer that, okay? Now, during your period of addiction, okay, you burn your bridges with your family, because what's going to happen once you're out there and you need the money for that drug or that alcohol and you're not gainfully employed, you're going to do the next best thing. Take something from mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sister, or brother, okay? Consequently, what you do is you burn your bridges, okay? Now, it's going to take a long time, in some cases, to rekindle that relationship with family. Now, 6 years ago, I saw that transpiring. My guys, during the holidays especially, and it really saddened me at that particular time, that they could not communicate with the family. Not all of my guys, a small segment of them, due to the fact they had kind of burned those bridges. I was a American Legion adjutant over in Norfolk. And I knew that the American Legion is recognized throughout. So I went to my, district commander, and I asked her, I got this thing was on. Why could not I start a post? And she says, why? And I told her my reason, to try to get the guys back with their family members. She said, that sounds like a good idea. So I spoke with the new post chairman. Long story short, I started an American Legion post out here in Virginia Beach, post 1992. And what we did, as soon as I got my charter, I went out and purchased uniforms for all my guys. All of them. 15 people signed the charter. I purchased uniforms. The district commander, she bought these service dress hats, and we had a photo session. I went to, I think it was Rite Aid, and bought some greeting cards. And the only thing the card says, thinking of you. I took a photo, put it in that card that says thinking of you, had the person address it to his loved one, and we sent them out. Within 60 days, we had brought a portion of those family members back together. Matter of fact, we had a cookout out there on the front lawn of Vet's house. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other questions for Smitty?
Yes, ma'am.
Vitamins have been very helpful in.
Pardon me?
Vitamins have been very helpful in the treatment of substance abuse. Have you visited dryourself.com? They have medical articles on that. And also, do you accept contributions of vitamins to help your vets?
Well, I tell you, I have to think about that, accepting contributions of vitamins. Now, anyone who has been through a program through the VA hospital, they have a follow-up over there. They have addiction therapists and things, and I don't get involved in that. That's not something, I'm not qualified to do that. They go to the VA hospital, they seek treatment for whatever have you. The only thing that I'm instrumental in doing is make sure that they attend AA and NA meetings.
You could create a dispensary.
Pardon me?
You could create a vitamin dispensary, as has been done at home.
I don't know whether I want to do that, ma'am, to be honest with you.
This is, you can contact these people.
Okay.
Now, please, just
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Well, I appreciate the invitation. Breakfast was good. The companionship was good, and seeing old Frank there. Matter of fact, we saw each other back in Memphis doing a reunion here 3 years ago, I think it was. Maybe 4 years ago.
Maybe 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But again, if you remember two things, jobs and donations. And it doesn't always have to be a monetary donation. If you're going to bring a check, I'm not going to turn it down. But the other things that I ask you about, the non-perishables, household consumables, and things of that nature, if you please look and donate some of that to us, I'd appreciate it. And thanks again for your attention.
Thank you, Smitty.